With the guys, obviously they want to get right tonight before you go on the road, but they also mentioned how it's the last home game for a little bit and putting on a show.
Yeah, I think it'll be, 3 weeks? I think we get back. It's Vancouver. So, it's just that psychological feeling. You go out on the road, you want to be feeling good about your game. And if we can play well and get points, that'll be 3 in a row. We're picking up points. So, good to see that they have that same mindset. I think they understand Columbus is a dangerous offensive team. I mean, they've been flying under the radar a little bit this year, playing really well of late, got some good young talent. So hopefully they respect that part of the game tonight and check well and work above them when necessary, so we can give ourselves the best chance to win and go on the road with, feeling good about our game.
What is kind of I think you said some of it there, but what is the message against Columbus? Like, what do you need to do to stop them?
Well, that's probably it, is working above so you're not getting into that transition odd man rush game, taking good angles through the neutral zone. Hurt us a couple times the other night against Dallas. D have to be mindful when they go, risk reward. Werenski will get involved a lot, so whoever's on the ice, awareness of pucks get turned over from a save, an off-net, whatever the case is, he's coming. So you got to make sure that you're mindful of that and not getting stuck below him, so to speak. But on the flip side, make them defend the front of their net. I mean, they have given up some goals with guys that want to get going on offense. Sometimes if they're not taking care of business before they get the puck, then you can take advantage of that. So let's get to their interior ice. So that's a message against anybody, but it'd be more important tonight than a lot of nights.
Bruce, the other night you leave the building, now moving forward, do you say, if we play like we played the other night, both nights we're going to win?
Against Dallas?
Yeah. You carry that forward tonight.
Yeah, listen, there was pockets from the middle of the game on. We weren't able to attack and get inside and create more offense to extend the lead, right? We understand that, but either were they able to do that. Yeah, I think you had two good defensive teams that were checking well. There's a lot we take from that game. Our penalty kill was excellent when we needed it to be. Power play got us a big goal, give up a shorty, unfortunately, so it takes the wind out of your sails that way. So that gets canceled. Checked well. As I said, we need to create more offensively, I think, when the situation dictates, and could have done a better job with that. But I like where we're going. I thought in Dallas we had pockets of our games coming around. Tough 10 minutes in the second period. I thought Florida, we were good other than the first 5 minutes. So what we're seeing is more consistent hockey on the positive side than on the negative side. And January's been a bit of a slog that way, right? We went through a little bit of it now. Hopefully we're turning the corner. Find out tonight.
Are you expecting Carlson on this trip?
No. Him or Schwinn will not travel.
You mentioned January being a bit of a slump. When you're assessing where the team is at, are you looking at the full month right now, or are you looking at the last 4 or 5 games when things have been better?
Yeah, well, where our team's at now is better than where it was 2 weeks ago. It's not where it was in December. So, but that's hockey, right? Like, I've always said, if you can avoid those bad months, and to me, a bad month, and for our expectations, 500, and we're right there. We're 6-6-2 this month, so we have a chance to be above 500, and I don't consider it a great month. The other 3 were much better, and we played better. So if we're coming out of it now, it's going to bleed into February. Now, February's an odd year because of the 4 nations. You're not having as many games, so it's a small sample size. But yeah, I like where our game is a lot more now. I think our players would agree with that. So let's keep that part. Let's get building towards that 60-minute game. And now you're into the 50s now, right? So you're past the halfway marks. You want to be kind of building and letting the game become more automatic to how you want to play and what your identity is as you get into this time of year. Now, I also think it's a bit of a race for every team to the break, because everyone's looking forward to that part, so that when they come back, they're fresh, refreshed, and ready to go to get to where they want to be. And everyone's probably in a little bit of a different place throughout the league. Not everybody, but there's tiers, I guess. And so that's a little bit where we're at. Let's get to our identity again, get refreshed, so we can come out and make a good push for, in our case, first place. I mean, that's where we'd like to be. So that's getting ahead of ourselves, but that's kind of how the pockets of the months and years or breakdown of the seasons go, or segments of the season, sorry.
What improvement over the last couple of weeks that you guys have made are you most pleased with?
Playing our game longer. In the games that got away from us, I felt like we were not at our level for 20, 25 minutes. Now it's, I said the other day, Florida was 5 minutes, Dallas 10. So we're getting close. The other night, it wasn't that long. It was a tough, what do you call it, shorty to give up. If we could have done a better job in that situation. And we did. We just scored. So, and we extended our lead to 2. Now we gave them life, and that was enough to get them back in the game. And so that's what I'm pleased. We're not, it doesn't take us as long to get out of parts of the game where the momentum's all on their side. We're doing a better job and not getting buried, so to speak. Like with the 2 in Chicago was 3 goals. Early on, Nashville 2. Dallas was 2, I think, late. So we're getting out of it quicker. So we're not having to chase it as much, and actually stayed ahead of it most of the night the other night, and against Florida, stayed ahead of it all night.
Got to look at 2 different guys from Henderson this year. Bruce, sorry.
Burke's been up here before. What makes him the best fit to get another look tonight?
Well, that's a little bit of recommendation from Henderson. We always take their opinion. How is he going to fit in the lineup? How are we going to configure our lineup? Lavoie can play right and left. We haven't seen him much, so we thought, okay, we'll shift him over. If Burke's the guy that we feel and they felt could help us the most, we've seen him on a right wing only, so we'll move someone to left, and it turns out it's Lavoie. So there's a little bit of that goes into it. They've played better down there in Henderson of late, so that's the good news. We just saw Briss. Lisinski's injured, so Burke was the guy.